Welcome to CounterCultureWISE, a Stormcat production, with your hosts, Melanie Hope and James Monis. The views expressed on this podcast are those of the hosts, our guests, and the dog, and do not necessarily reflect the views of any of our platforms, our advertisers, or any other dog.
As you listen today, please remember, we are so much more than a podcast. All of our stories we discuss are linked in our show notes on CounterCultureWISE.com. Visit there for commentary, guest photos and links, animations, and fun merchandise.
If you have a story idea or would like to be a guest on our show, contact us via our website. You can also follow us on Twitter, Gab, Instagram, Facebook, and all over social media where we'll post memes, cat pics, and commentary that gets us booted off on a regular basis.
If you're watching our live show, hit like and join the chat. If you're listening dead, well, you can still hit like, share, subscribe, and comment, but please stop voting Democrat. And with the meows of the Moxie Meow, we begin another CounterCultureWISE podcast. Hello, everybody. It has been such an amazing week. It's been so weird these past couple of days. I do apologize for last week's broadcast that was just like, okay, that's all you get, no more. There were a lot of mitigating factors. We are not going to go into them.
We will not go into them. Not going into them at all.
However, this week you shall be graced with not only a full podcast, but one that's going to be on time. So help us God. Hi.
Hi, everybody.
I am your hostess with the mostest, Ms. Melanie Hope. And with me to my right is my right-hand man. My best friend, my co-host, happens to be my husband.
Right hand.
And my sweet babu, Mr. James Monis.
Hi, everybody. And let's give an extra round of applause for Melanie for just being amazing.
Aww.
I want to apologize in advance for my sore throat. I have a steady flow of cough drops going.
He's still hacking up a lung just like last week.
Yeah.
We don't have a cough button.
So I'm just gonna cough, but I'm not gonna cough directly into the mic.
Not into the mic, please. Yes.
No. So I just have a quick question before we continue.
All right, I will hopefully have a quick answer.
Okay. When a UPS employee takes maternity leave, are they out for delivery?
I do know that when they get really upset, they do not go postal, they go parcel. Yeah. Yeah. Well, folks, it has been a week. Last week, we ended our podcast with kind of speculating on who this assassin dude is, and now we have a lot more information. So
more than we want.
Yeah,
this is pretty astoundingly bad.
Okay, but before we go into that, do we have any updates, any positive, anything we want to share?
Nothing off the top of my head. Just things are going better.
Yeah.
Things are going well. I'm looking forward to an amazing new year.
No, I think the new year is going to be amazing. I think we're going to have an awesome new year. And we had an awesome interview, which you will get to partake in on Wednesday. Mm-hmm. Really fun interview. I think you'll enjoy it. We've got lots more coming up. So this is going to be the year of interviews because we have so many people contacting us, which is fun. If you would like to be, now I'm coughing. If you would like to be a guest on our show, you can head on over to CounterCultureWISE.com and hit the button that says, be on our show and fill it all out. And we are thrilled to contact you. We have a lot of fun, even with people we disagree with. So the last interview that you saw this week, some people noted that I bowed out. I was not there. That was for... let's just say that was for a very specific reason. The gentleman was sweet. He was kind. The interview went very well with him and Jim.
I thought it went really well.
it was probably in everybody's best interest that I was not involved.
It was thought-provoking, but we didn't want to get too argumentative.
Well, I'm not going to say I was going to argue with him. I had very strong feelings, and I am mature enough to understand that I may not have been able to control them, and immature enough to know that I may not have been able to control them. So that's how pathetic I am.
I mean, I don't mean this. I'm not saying this to sound mean, but sometimes it's better if just one of us interviews the other person, because
right. Well, and
for example, you have one coming up that is so long-haired and I don't
long-haired.
Yeah, like intellectual.
He's a mathematician. I don't know. I'm
a language guy, not a math
guy.
Dude is
freaking brilliant, and it's gonna be not easy. I'm not gonna be able to meet him where he is because he's just way above my head. But I'm gonna do my best. So I'll be delving into that book. But the one we had today, she was brilliant and kind and beautiful and had so much to say.
And this is going to be of particular interest to families of people who are living with Alzheimer's. And I use that term living with very carefully.
Mm-hmm. Living with, not suffering from.
Right,
and,
exactly.
Shout out goes to Jill Biden. I hope she finds this book.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that with any malice.
No malice intended at all.
Yeah.
I think it's important if you care for somebody, or if you have someone in your family who has this, it's essential you listen to this and hopefully pick up a copy of her book. Yep. We'll get into that more.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like I said, I think it was a really good interview. I found her extremely personable, and it was enjoyable, fun, and informative. So enjoy. And moving right along, let's get into the not so fun stuff. Let's talk about this Luigi. The memes write themselves.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
This is rough.
Mm-hmm.
So
now, this is what most of you
a little bit of insight.
Probably know, but we're also going to give you some stuff you may not know, which is kind of going to be eye-opening. It was to me. A person of interest was nabbed Monday in the fatal shooting of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson, busted possibly trying to use a fake ID in a McDonald's. Why would you use a fake ID in a McDonald's?
Why do you need an ID at McDonald's? I mean, you don't need an ID to vote, so why would you need an ID to go to
order a quarter pounder? I have no bloody idea.
He didn't order a quarter pounder. He ordered a Happy Meal. And he looks like a sweet guy. He looks like a nice, sweet...
Well, he's not a dummy. I mean,
I don't know. I'm still... Okay, so for those of you who only listen, Spotify, all of those places,
we thank you for it.
Thank you. I cut off the entire back half of our podcast because so much information came in while we were recording that everything we said had no bearing. For those of you who watch on YouTube, which by the way hates our guts, and we now have a second hard strike for supposedly using video from TikTok that was attributed to somebody who reposted the TikTok video on YouTube and then claimed it as theirs and then took us down. It's a long story. Anyway, we basically got, it wasn't just a nice little DMCA. We got a hard strike, and our entire podcast was taken down by another YouTube creator who has fewer views than the podcast that we had posted has fewer views on the video that they're claiming, yet the video that they're claiming is not their original content. They poached that from the original, who we accredited on our video. They poached it from them, changed the music, posted it on their YouTube site, and then went out and copyright claimed anybody who used the original TikTok video, regardless of whether they gave it, attribution.
So, yeah.
So we got a hard strike. our video got deleted. And if we get one more strike, our entire YouTube channel is going to be deleted, which doesn't matter because they've been screwing with it so bad. We hardly have any
This was
involving
anyway. The video some brilliant AI creator came up with that had Trump and Biden with the classic rock song, Why Can't We Be Friends by War? Okay.
But the person who claimed it had taken the original, stripped it of that music, put fake other music that they got from the YouTube archive wiki that you can get. Not their video. It wasn't their video. They claimed a video that wasn't theirs, then claimed our entire podcast. So for the 1.5 minutes, the 90 seconds we had of that video, which by the way, we were talking over the entire time.
We barely, the music was barely being heard in the background.
It doesn't matter about the music because they didn't even use the music in their video. Claimed it anyway. Our only recourse is to file a counterclaim. The only place the counterclaim goes is to the person that claimed we took their content. And then they are the ones that have all the power to say whether, that was fair use or whoops, we were mistaken. Now, if somebody is so vile, and if this actually does get posted and it stays, which I doubt because YouTube hates our guts, if somebody is so vile and dishonest that they will post something that is not theirs, that they did not create, and then go out and find anybody who uses that footage, gives the credit to the original creator, drastically modifies it so it falls well within fair use, and then they try to claim it as their own, even though they are not the original creator. They're the ones who have all the power. If they're so vile that they're willing to do that, what are the chances that they are going to reply to our counter argument and say, oh, golly, you're right. We were wrong. What are the chances? Zippity doodah. Yeah. Diddly, yet nada, ain't gonna happen.
They don't matter. There's so many alternatives now.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing. YouTube, if you were to ever hear this, which I doubt you will, YouTube, this kind of garbage is what is making you obsolete. This is what is making you a platform that people are leaving
in droves.
In droves. Like
in droves.
Rats leaving a sinking ship. Because when you treat your actual creators, your real, actual, honest creators, when you treat them like this, you lose everything.
Most of the major ones.
I followed this all the way back to their website. This is a complete scam. Their video was not original. It had nothing to do with them and what they do. And we're not even monetized. We're a teeny tiny channel. It's not like they're taking down Timcast or something. We're an itty bitty channel. And they had to go out of their way to not just, hey, DMCA us, but no, give us a hard strike. We're one step away because this is our second hard strike in a week. The first one came, and what's really sad is the first one was like months old. We got a hard strike for, I'm not going to go too much further into it because I don't want to rant. We are going to, as part of our content, and I'm sure YouTube's going to love this, but they make you go through, I kind of feel for Jordan Peterson right now. Mm-hmm. They want you to go through programming school. Program. They want you to go through copyright school, which, by the way, I've already done, which is why I know that both of the strikes that we have on our account right now are bogus.
Bologna.
Based on their own schooling. So I thought, hey, since you make us, or you tell us we must go through this copyright schooling in order to be allowed to have these hard strikes drop off of our content in, I think, 3 to 6 months. I can't remember the exact time frame. Why don't we post that? Why don't we go through that training together? Why don't we, as a community, learn what it is that YouTube wants us to learn, so that I can publicly prove that both of the hard strikes we got were completely bogus according to their own terms of service. So we'll be doing that in this next week.
And
Moving
it will
on.
be so much fun.
Let's talk about our
Let's talk about the guy.
good-looking kid. You know,
he's not just a good-looking kid. He's a Ivy League graduate. He's a prep school valedictorian. He's a nerd. He's like total. I mean, and he's good-looking, and he has all the goods. Why in the hell would he do this?
Okay. Did he just lose his mind?
I think probably did.
Did he fall prey to the propaganda mills?
Maybe. I must have, because...
And why did he take a pop at, this random guy instead of
It was not a random guy.
Something?
It was not a random guy.
Okay.
It was not a...
because this guy, the reason he is a valedictorian and rich and privileged and all of these things is because his family is in the exact same business.
Yes.
As the guy he popped.
Yes.
So
we might never know, but they found him at a McDonald's in Altoona, Pennsylvania, and apparently he had a manifesto. All these numbnuts have manifestos. What is it with these people in their manifesto?
He had the weapon. He had...
Yeah, he had the weapon. He
literally had every possible thing you can imagine.
A ghost gun, silencer, 4 fake IDs.
There's no such thing as silencers.
Well, maybe not, but that's what it says in the article, and I'm just reading it because I'm a schmuck. Okay. All right, so anyway.
4 fake IDs?
4 fake IDs.
So he has, what? Mario? Giuseppe? Andre
and Steve.
Oh, Steve.
Okay.
Bob.
And Bob.
And other items, quote-unquote, consistent, quote-unquote. Why is the word consistent in quotes?
Because it's a quotation from the police or something, I guess. So, yeah.
Bad use of quotations.
Yeah. So, yeah, he's...
So, in other items, consistent with what authorities were looking for in the case, sources said.
So he was pretty well known, pretty decent shot, anyway.
I don't know. Is that the same guy? I don't know.
It does look like him.
Yeah, I get him.
Yeah, it does look like him.
Yeah, I guess that's the same guy. Grew up in Maryland. Last used a Hawaiian address. Was nabbed when McDonald's employees recognized him and phoned in a tip to local cops.
So I guess the guy who turned him in is going to get a reward now.
To New York City and cap a guy in plain sight, knowing full well that you're on camera, and then you just, pedal off on a bicycle and derp-de-dur your way to, where was he, Philly? And you keep the gun. And you
first thing you do is lose the gun, rounds, stupid.
And you keep the bag, and you keep your manifesto, and it's like, why don't you just stick a
ditch
thumbprint?
That stuff and go to Mexico,
seriously,
dude?
Why didn't he just stick a thumbprint on the guy's forehead? It's like,
Jesus.
And he's supposed to be this brilliant dude. I don't know. I'm still just not buying it. I'm still just not buying it.
Well, there's a lot of weirdness involving this guy and his family, which we're about to reveal to anybody who hasn't been paying too much attention to this.
So, valedictorian of his 2016 graduating class at Gilman School. Now, folks, Gilman is not just, I went to Podunk High School. Gilman is pinky lifting.
Yeah, it's a preppy school. Very preppy school, yes.
Like, not just anybody can get into that one. He played soccer, studied at the University of Pennsylvania.
I mean, if you're valedictorian of the class, you're not exactly hiding under a rock. You're like you're Mr. Popular. And so, yeah.
And keep in mind
makes any sense.
if he is the guy who did this, he's not just I killed a guy. He is a cold-blooded assassin who shot the guy in the back. Shot him from behind like a wuss. So if he isn't the shooter and the real shooter is listening, you're a wuss. Shooting somebody in the back. It doesn't get any pussier than that. I know. Jim doesn't like it when I use that term.
It wouldn't matter. She'll use it for the rest of her life. We're done.
So he just not
even getting upset about it no more.
Walks up to the dude, shoots him in the back, doesn't even have the balls to confront him.
Oh God, pussy and balls in the same 2 minutes.
Pussy and balls in the same. You're going to put them together. Oh my goodness.
Praise God from whom all blessings flow.
This is the guy that you murdered in cold blood and like an itty bitty wussy child shot him in the back. Look at those teeth. And this is the guy that supposedly did it. I'm still struggling with the idea that he did. I mean, maybe. I don't know. Shot dead. Here's what we know. At 6:44 a.m., the victim is walking alone toward the New York Hilton, 6th Avenue, his hotel. The shooter, who was lying in wait alongside the building, fires at him. Shooter then runs to an alleyway between 54th and 55th. Once at West 55th, he continues to walk on 6th Avenue where he gets onto an electric bike. Shooter rides north on 5th Avenue towards Central Park. I have been at this exact location in Central Park. 6:48 a.m., the shooter rides the bike into Center Drive. And off he goes. Bye-bye.
He travels, man. He's got a whole
we still don't have a motive. I know that he was like screeching and whatnot as he was being pulled in. Now, here's what's confusing me. They found a backpack, which they thought was the backpack, in the woods. Do they say what was in it? Doesn't say what is in it. But then when they found him at McDonald's, they found a backpack that had all the stuff in it. So it's like, okay, well, which backpack was it? And why would he toss one backpack only to keep another backpack that had literally all the incriminating evidence? I mean, right down to a confession, basically. Why would that be a thing? Why would he throw one into the woods and then keep one that had all the stuff in it? I'm so confused by this. But here's an interesting thing. He's actually directly tied to Nancy Pelosi. Surprise, surprise, surprise. So we're going to talk about, gang families. And I'm not talking...
Who's got a problem with it?
Yeah. Mafia. I mean, Pelosi, it's well known. She's basically a member of the mafia. Her family goes back. She's always... I mean, just look at her. The way she talks. And yeah, there are ties there. So the grandfather of the shooter, he was a friend of the Pelosi family. Now, Jim, bless his beautiful, sweet soul, says, well, that doesn't mean anything. Okay.
Well, I wasn't actually going to say that on the show itself. I decided to just go along with it.
I just thought it was cute. Because I'm like, oh yeah, the grandfather is this... a friend of the Pelosi family, and you're all like, well, that doesn't mean anything. Okay, I just want to pat him on his cute little bald head.
I was going to let the matter drop. I wish you hadn't brought it up, in fact, but okay.
I thought it was cute.
Cute.
Because I'm wondering how many other people can think that way. It might be something that's wrong with me, and I'm willing to open it up to that. So when I hear his dad or his grandfather were buddies with, this crazed, lunatic, psychotic broad that just will not step down, who's made everything worse and everything she touches turns to crap, and is incredibly powerful and has gotten filthy, stinking rich off the back of the taxpayers who she couldn't give a crap about. to say that has nothing to do with the offspring,
it may or may not.
Kind of blows my mind. And well, I'm not saying this to be derogatory. I'm to be honest, I'm saying this because I wish I could be that innocent. I wish I could see something like this and say, oh yeah, well, I mean, just because they're in bed with each other doesn't mean they actually did anything.
Well, no, but I'm talking about his grandfather, not his relationship with the Pelosi's. He probably doesn't even know them. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I was not even going to. Oh well, we did it. So here we go.
I mean, like I said, I thought it was cute. All right, so his grandfather was a friend of the Pelosi family. He was arrested Monday, charged with the murder, bloody, fatally shot. Following the shooting, it emerged that Luigi is from a prominent Maryland real estate family. With his grandfather, Nicholas Mangione, a self-made real estate developer, owning... Why is it... It's like they're lionizing this person. Oh, he's a self-made real estate developer. So is Trump, but you called him Hitler. Oh, and Trump never shot anybody in cold blood, just saying.
So far as we know.
Guys own country clubs, nursing homes, and a radio station. He does look a little crazy in that picture. Who wrote this? Because this is this. Oh, it's Newsweek. Okay, I was expecting it to be some like right wing rag, but it's Newsweek. Nicholas Mangione also had links to the family of the former Speaker of the House, who is from a prominent Italian-American family in Baltimore. We knew that. 1995, Thomas D'Alessandro III, the former Baltimore mayor and late brother of Pelosi, discussed his relationship with Nicholas Mangione in The Sun. Nicholas Mangione is foremost identified as a family man. He told the newspaper that's his calling card even before he became a successful businessman. He is maybe a little rough around the edges and maybe with an aggressive personality, but a man with a big heart.
Sounds like he's talking about Trump.
He earned his success the hard way. I know it does, but Trump is literally Hitler, and this guy is a hero. So we just have to be really careful here now. It's unclear if Nancy Pelosi ever met Nicholas. Of course, they tried to comment her. She's not going to answer. Like the Pelosi's, Nicholas Mangione had strong links to his Italian immigrant roots, something that he said fueled his business
ventures. Yeah, his business ventures over there.
Yeah, okay. Just saying, birds of a feather. Okay. And like I said, I am not saying anything in particular. Just something to think about. Unless you're Jim, and then it's like, why? Why would I think about that?
Well, I'm letting the matter drop.
Well,
I tried
cute.
to like.
No, it's cute.
Stop with the cute. You know what cute is? Everything is cute. Anyway.
And it's cute that you don't like being cute.
I like being cute when the moment calls for it.
I thought the moment called for it.
Whatever.
Hey, I'm allowed to say
the views expressed on CounterCultureWISE by this broad over here.
Oh, my tinfoil is crinkling again. Darn it. It's messing with our microphone.
I love you.
I love you back.
Yeah.
I love your front too.
Hey, thank you. Hey, yours is not bad either. So.
All right. Okay. So, skipping on down to some more fun stuff.
This came out today. She didn't know about it.
I did not know about this, and I'm kind of excited about it because I have been saying, after what they did to Nicholas Sandmann, and I prayed that he would find a decent lawyer that would help him.
Oh, he got
it was so big they won't let us talk about it.
He got a wolf with the briefcase.
I am so sick of these media companies just saying whatever in the frick they want. And I Rachel Madcow got off by them literally saying she's too stupid to understand what she's saying.
She's entertainment. She's not news.
Literally saying that.
Yeah.
Okay. Meanwhile, Alex Jones, who had, the same defense, it's a character he's playing. They sue him for $1 billion. What was it? It
was like $2 billion. It was
GDP of Brazil or something. I forget. Yeah, just insane.
Insane unrealistic amount. Yeah.
Yeah. And he loses everything, whereas Mad Cow is just gets away with it. And she's out there
She took a $5 million a year cut.
Oh, poor baby. She works one day a frickin' week. And the thing is, I'm not going to say she's stupid. She's not.
No, she's not dumb.
Dumb woman.
The girl's not dumb.
She's manipulative. She's mentally incapacitated. The woman is insane. Look in her eyes. She's nuts. Now, you can be highly intelligent and still be guano crazy. Okay, I didn't want to say bad S, but guano means the same thing. Absolutely out of your mind, over the top, TDS, insane, and she is. Just look in her eyes. Look in her eyes. So anybody who listens, and there's nobody who listens to our show that listens to her, but the woman is not well.
No.
She's not well, and she needs help. And thank goodness she has on more than one occasion said that she does. She is in therapy. She needs it, and I hope she continues, and I wish her well, but she has got to stop lying. And it's not just lying, little white lies here and there. It's making crap up, just fabricating it whole cloth.
It's full on slander is what it is.
It is. It's absolutely full on slander, and she gets away with it. And I'm glad to see that, well, I don't care how silly it sounds. I'm glad to see that Trump is getting litigious and hitting back. Let's do this. Well, he's already got a win. I'll let you read this one, Jim.
This makes me happy.
Me too. And I want to see dozens more of these.
See, there's this great photo of Trump and Scooter from the Muppet Show. Yeah.
I know Scooter from the Muppet Show.
Anyway, I'm just kidding, George, okay? ABC News will pay $15 million to a presidential foundation and museum in a settlement reached with President-elect Donald Trump in his defamation suit against the network and anchor George Stephanopoulos. That was not an intentional mistake.
Didn't Fritzy try to interview him and it didn't go well?
No, it was, yeah. I think Rush Limbaugh, the late, great, lamented Rush Limbaugh, called this guy George Stephanopoulos. Anyway, the settlement, which was filed publicly Saturday, reveals the network will also pay $1 million in Trump's attorney's fees and will issue an apology.
Nice.
Wow. That's a lot of money. Of course,
way,
when you're Disney, it doesn't matter. You can throw $15 million. They'll make at least that much on the Snow White movie coming out next year. No, anyway, that's about all. It costs $350 million to make. It'll make about $15 million.
They're going to get about $650 in popcorn sales, and that's it.
Yeah, maybe we'll see.
$650 million. I mean, $6.
I pray that thing gets buried. I pray that it makes zero money, and that dingling bat stuff. Star of the movie.
Oh, she is
just vile human being. Yeah. Anyway, we've gone off on more tangents. We haven't gotten through a single story without going off on a 10-minute tangent for each show.
Oh, right.
This will be this will be the first 10-hour broadcast.
Well, let's try some secants.
Some what's it?
You just throw some geometry at him and his face goes blank.
Anyway.
Enough with the tangents. Let's do some secants.
Okay, I get the joke now, but good God. ABC News will issue the following statement as an editor's note in the online article at the center of the suit.
Not that it
ABC News and George Stephanopoulos regret statements regarding President Donald J. Trump made during an interview by George Stephanopoulos. Why do I have to keep saying this long-ass name? With Representative Snuffleupagus with Representative Nancy Mace on ABC's This Week on March 10th, 2024. Which is not this week. We are pleased that the parties have reached an agreement to dismiss the lawsuit on the terms of the court filing, an ABC News spokesperson wrote in a statement. Trump filed the lawsuit in Florida federal court earlier this year, arguing that Stephanopoulos and ABC News defamed him when the anchor said 10 times during a contentious on-air interview with South Carolina GOP Representative Nancy Mace in March that a jury found Trump had raped E. Jean Carroll.
A jury did not find that.
That's true.
And he didn't even know the broad.
Yeah.
And she's guano crazy.
Yep. Carroll.
Absolutely out of her mind. That's another person. You look in her eyes, you're like, oh, she is not a safe person to be around.
So here we go. Carol alleged that Trump raped her in a department store in the mid-1990s and that he defamed her when he denied her claim.
Didn't E. Jean Carroll offer to buy Rachel Maddow a motorcycle or something?
I had never heard any of that nonsense.
Called her a bull dyke and said, I'm going to buy you a motorcycle. I think there's a video of that somewhere. I'll have to find it.
She flirted with the guy
other
from
gay
CNN.
guy, the blonde guy. What's his name?
Oh,
I hate it when I can't think of his name.
Well, yeah, we're on a show. What's his name? Durf. Anyway, the guy from CNN. Yeah. Anderson Cooper.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're fascinated. I find you fascinating. Sweetheart, he's gay.
And he's just cringing.
Yeah.
You can just see, he's trying to keep a straight face.
Commercial. Can we have a commercial?
Get her out of here. Get her out of here. In 2023, a jury found that Trump sexually abused Carol sufficient to hold him liable for battery, though it did not find that Carol proved he raped her.
He wasn't even there.
Yeah. The jury awarded Carol $5 million for battery and defamation.
Defamation, yeah.
In January, Carol was awarded an additional $83.3 million in damages for defamatory statements made by Trump that disparaged her and denied her rape allegations.
Based on a Law and Order episode.
Dun, dun,
wasn't
dun,
even
dun,
her life.
Dun. Boom, boom. A judge concluded in August 2023 when dismissing Trump's countersuit against Carol that the claim Trump raped Carol was substantially true. Which
no, it wasn't.
A jury... Never mind. The judge wrote that Trump raped her in the broader sense of that word, as people generally understand it, though not as it is narrowly defined by New York state law.
What does that even mean? That is such namsy-pamsy, mealy-mouthed...
That is, we can destroy our political enemies. That's what it means.
It's just doublespeak. It's garbage. That means nothing.
In a lawsuit filed against...
Oh, Jim, I just raped you according to New York. Sorry. My bad.
Unfortunately, there's no possible way you could rape me because that would imply that I would be against it somehow.
No, well, but according to New York law...
We don't live in New York.
It doesn't matter. If you regret it, 60 years later, you can come out and go... Okay, there were so many things going against her. For instance, the dress hadn't even been designed yet. She made it all up. It's completely fabricated. And you listen to any interview she's ever done, the woman is insane. Mm-hmm. And he was not found guilty of rape. Oh, by the way, just using that word on YouTube gets you banned. So, yes, just
R-A-P-E, that is what he did to me. Yeah.
No, it's not.
Anyway.
Not to mention that, okay, I don't want to go into the as a person monologue, but if you have been assaulted, not even raped, just assaulted, to the point where you feared that might happen, that person would not be the favorite show that you watch. She said The Apprentice was her favorite show. How does that make sense?
She doesn't make any sense.
Well, no, because she's insane. And much like certain other people, she's paid to be insane. And if it's indelible on her hypercampus, she'll say whatever she wants to. As long as it harms...
They're all strange-looking blonde women. Have you noticed that?
Well, you find somebody that has just a modicum of the tiniest bit, where they can say, "Oh, she's a college professor," or
so what,
whatever, and they're like, "Oh, she can be trusted." She had the date wrong, the time wrong, the year wrong.
Yeah. No
idea where she was, how it happened. Okay, and he, if we're talking about, Little Miss Hippocampus, he kept very specific records and was able to completely disprove everything she said, but still has been labeled what she called him. All right. In this case, she didn't know the date, the time. She knew the place. She could not place him there. He could not place him there. And everything else she tells after that, it was completely abandoned, and they managed to get into a locked dressing room. Mm-hmm. Okay. So all of these things had to just, fall into exact place. There was nobody, no employee within the vicinity. The dressing rooms that are locked that you have to ask permission to go into are magically unlocked. Nobody heard anything at all. Nobody saw anything at all in this really super duper high-end department store where customer service is like the number one thing they sell.
That's why we go when we can to nice stores like that, because
the entire purpose is to get that customer service.
You ain't gonna get it
at the very least. If I were the manager of, what was it, Bergdorf's or wherever they went,
something like Bergdorf's. Yeah.
If I were the manager and I heard this story, I would be firing all of my employees for not being present and aware.
It just sounds so fakey.
I would literally fire every employee on that entire floor if something like this occurred on my watch. And you're telling me a crazy high profile in the news everyday guy walked in with this batshit crazy broad and just waltzed their way into an open dressing room and he assaulted her and nobody on the floor was aware. The person in charge of the dressing rooms left them unlocked so that this could happen. And after it happened, well, let's talk about a certain person that something very similar like this happened to, and she went directly to the police and she had a rape kit done. And she has been disgraced ever since, even though it was proven beyond a shadow of a doubt that it happened. Did this guano crazy broad go to the police? No. Did she tell anybody? No. Decades later, when it was profitable to her, she fabricated this story and all of a sudden she's credible.
You know, it's a great way to make money.
But when Juanita Broadwick went to the police, when she told her friends, when she had the kit done, when all of the evidence was there, but it was against, the God King Clinton, Juanita was the one who was disgraced.
And by the way, we're friends with her. We believe her story.
Absolutely, 100%.
Absolutely.
And you can read her book.
Please do. It's a good book. Put some ice on that. Look it up. Juanita Broadwick. You can check her out on X. She's on all day, every day.
Yeah.
So,
and yet when this absolutely deranged lunatic makes up stuff, she's believed whole cloth because, she's on the right side of the politics.
Right.
So we can look at somebody who actually, reported it, did the work, had the evidence, and she's dismissed, versus this absolute lunatic who had nothing. And just like what they did to Kavanaugh, didn't know the date or the time or the place, had it all wrong, was proven wrong, and yet there are still people out there who think Kavanaugh did these things that he did not do. And now they're calling Trump a convicted rapist and yada yada.
Which he isn't, once again.
He wasn't even there. He met the broad tangentially at parties. There's a billion people at these parties. I'm sure I've been to multiple parties with crazy. I mean, I lived in Auburn, where the Green River Killer lived. I lived literally blocks away from where he did his things. I swam in the rivers on the banks where these women were found. Does that make me related to this guy in any way? I didn't know he even existed. Until after the fact, and you're like, oh, crud. Yeah, could I have been in pictures, at a party in the background or whatever? Yeah, I could have. I didn't know who this guy was.
Yeah.
And even Trump says, yeah, I met her husband at the time. Didn't really know her. So what? I mean, same thing with Epstein. I'm not even...
When you were a public figure like Trump, you come across people constantly,
a lot. And
all
they're
day
all the
long.
Same people. They all move in the same... You see the same people over and over. I mean, it's that way. I'm not... I can give an example, but I don't want to do that because I don't want to tinge.
We've already gone off
Let's
enough of a
just
tangent.
say that you can be part of an organization where you see the same people over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't mean you know them. Doesn't mean
Very
you've
true.
even met them.
Very true.
And, that's the other thing with Epstein. Every time I see Epstein in a picture with anybody, and I'm going to literally give everybody the benefit of the doubt. People I don't like, Clinton. People that I know are guilty as sin, Clinton. People that have gleefully admitted that they're guilty as sin, Clinton. People that dang well have gotten away with it because of their power, Clinton. Even in those cases, just because you're hanging out with the dude doesn't mean that you're guilty as guilty as he is. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt because they all move in these circles.
Yeah.
So even though Clinton is guilty as hell and you know damn well that he was involved in the whole thing, you still have to take a step back and say, okay, just because he's in the pictures and admitted and gleefully, and had paintings on the wall and all the things, doesn't necessarily mean he was involved. Okay, now you look at this situation with Trump and this broad who's just nuts. No pictures, no relationship. Okay, actually, no, there is a picture of him with her in the same room. Didn't know her, didn't hang out with her, can't give us the date or the time and the place that she's saying, what she's saying happened and how long it took and what they had to go through for it to occur. Couldn't. It just couldn't occur. Anyway, they found that didn't happen, or there wasn't enough credible evidence, but the corrupt Soros-appointed judge, which you can research, still awarded her $83.3 million because he said she's a liar, and she is, and they said that's defamation. So now, to call somebody a liar when they are lying can be seen as defamation, which is kind of what we're going through right now with YouTube on a very, 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 very small scale.
Much smaller scale.
Yeah.
Anyway, the hell with ABC News, the hell with Eugene Carroll, and the hell with whoever.
To hell with them all.
Moving on.
So this, I hope that this is the start. I really do. I hope that this is.
Well, I mean, he has gone after other.
Yeah, and a lot of them are pending, and you just don't know because they're in the works.
He filed a lawsuit against CBS, so we'll see
Yeah.
how that goes. Anyhow.
Yeah. Hey, we've been talking for a really long time,
Yes, we
and
have.
something that I have not mentioned is that you should absolutely drop everything. Yes,
You didn't even give me a chance to get my helmet this time.
Well,
Fortunately, I was able to jump out of the way this time.
yeah, well,
Ouch.
yeah. Drop everything and head on over to CounterCultureWISE.com, and that's where you can find all our links and everything, as well as ways to support us. But if you're listening on any of the, iHearts or Pandora, is Pandora still a thing?
Yeah.
Or what do you listen to mostly? Spotify.
Spotify's my jam.
Anything that has to do with anything. What do they call
subscribe
it now?
because
iTunes,
I don't
whatever.
want commercials.
Anyways, subscribe. Give us
premium
a
is what
thumbs
it's called.
up, or if you can give us some stars. If you're
as many stars as there are in the heavens, if you want to hand them over.
As many stars as there are in
to
the
us,
heavens. I mean, uncountable number of stars. Give us all those stars. If you're not enjoying yourself, well, first of all, stop listening, because why do that to yourself? But if you are not enjoying it and you really just want to make a statement, don't do like 1 star, because that's so obvious. Do like, 5 stars, because that's a really insulting number. In fact, 5 is a very unlucky number in many cultures. So do 5 stars and we will get the message, and we promise we will do better.
Every time.
So,
every day in every way.
So 5 stars on all of those. We'll know that we need to do better. More stars than there are in the heavens, and we'll know that you appreciate us. Head on over to CounterCultureWISE. I just washed my teeth and I can't do a thing with them. Head on over to CounterCultureWISE.com, and there's all kinds of ways you can support us, and we're going to be adding more as we go. Coffee, all kinds of fun things. And
I do want to add the coffee.
And if you have ideas for merch, I would like to lean away from politics, although I think that the troll-in-chief line needs to get a new vibe. A little bit more of that, and it's okay to be orange, all of those. But I would like some more non-political stuff, so let us know. You can live?
Yeah.
All right. I think
you betcha.
I think he's out of cough drops. So let's not...
Sorry, guys.
It's okay. My concern is the kid who starts coughing at the beginning of the movie is the one who dies in the movie. So
I saw Love Story. I know how this goes.
Yeah, you can't start coughing at the beginning of the movie.
Where do I begin to hack up lungs and everything?
Yeah, okay, so don't do the thing with the dying and the hacking and the coughing, because they're the ones who always die, so stop. Stop coughing. All right. He starts coughing because he's laughing now. Drink a toddy, drink a toddy. Okay, we're going to head on into our favorite...
CounterCultureWISE is proud to present News of the Weird and Wonderful. Here are your hosts, Melanie Hope and Jim Monis.
Okie dokie, this next segment is where we kind of get our title, because we start talking about marine mammals.
Yeah.
Marine not mammals. This one's really interesting. Do you want to take this one?
Yeah, I didn't know they lived this long.
Yeah.
That is one.
Well, I mean, they are basically dinosaurs, so.
Well, this one looks like one. Looks like a living fossil.
Don't let the headline fool you, though, because you'll notice, as you get into the article, they kind of backtrack on that a bit, but it is fascinating still.
Absolutely. Okay, great. Imagine
He looks like he's smiling.
Okay. Yeah, it does look like he's happy. He's a happy shark. Imagine discovering a creature that could be as old as 500 years. As old as. Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
Swimming in the depths of the ocean. This is exactly what you find with the Greenland shark, a species now recognized as the longest-lived vertebrate in the world. Julius
Look at that. He's so old he doesn't have any teeth.
Yep. Makes it kind of hard to be a shark.
I guess.
Julius Nielsen, a marine biologist at the University of Copenhagen, led a research team that made this groundbreaking discovery. They found a Greenland shark that was at least 272 years old. That's pretty much an accomplishment still. Mm-hmm. Possibly even reaching 500 years in age, surpassing the previous record held by a 211-year-old bowhead whale.
Okay, but if they're not sure how old he is, how did he pass the record, and how did they determine how old the bowhead was?
Gee, I don't know. Maybe we'll find out. Let's see. Determining the age of many fish is done by counting the growth layers in calcium carbonate stones found in their ears, similar to counting tree rings.
They have ears?
However, sharks don't have these ear stones. And the princess lived happily ever after. Shiz like that over there. Additionally, the Greenland shark lacks other calcium-rich tissues suitable for this method. Instead, scientists use a different technique, examining the lenses in their eyes.
Oh, yeah?
The lens of a shark's eye is made of proteins that accumulate over time. The proteins at the center of the lens are formed while the shark is still developing in its mother's womb. By figuring out the age of these proteins, scientists can estimate the shark's age. To do this, scientists use what's called radiocarbon dating. This method measures the levels of carbon-14, a type of carbon that decays over time.
This is not... it's not very accurate.
How is it not accurate?
Well, we're talking, without reading the article, and I hope they tell us, usually they can't get within 50 to like 100 and something years. So
yeah,
this isn't. It's good for like dinosaurs. You can place them in like 1,000-year periods, but it's not good in like, hey, how old is my cat?
Yeah.
Because it's just it's too volatile.
Yeah. Let's see. By applying this technique to the proteins at the center of each lens, scientists were able to estimate a broad age range for each shark. They weren't able to really narrow it down.
No.
One shark measuring 5 meters was found to be at least 272 years old, with an upper age estimate of more than 500 years.
Okay, so margin of error, plus or minus 120 years. That's significant.
It is.
That's like a Democrat voting margin of error.
Oh,
Plus or
God.
minus 80 million votes. give or take.
I'm cutting off your supply. We definitely expect... Another specimen was at least 260 years old, potentially exceeding 400 years. We definitely expected the sharks to be old, but we didn't expect that it would be the longest living vertebrate animal, Nielsen said. These sharks inhabit the cold, stable environments of the North Atlantic and Arctic surface waters, growing just a few centimeters each year. Despite their slow growth rate, they can reach over 5 meters in length and often serve as apex predators in their ecosystem. Fascinating.
Why can't we look at their growth and determine it that way?
Yeah.
That is not a happy shark anymore. That's just cruel.
Yeah, it looks like they fished this one for food.
Okay, aging Greenland sharks was once considered impossible. Other fish species are aged by measuring how sharks' body in their ears. They don't have these. Their skeletons are made of cartilage. Instead, why are they repeating the same thing we just read?
Yeah, that's why I stopped reading.
That's annoying.
Yeah, it's annoying.
At least these ones have teeth.
But yeah, Greenland sharks have unique eye lens tissue that remains unchanged throughout their lives, preserving historic radiation. This eye lens is composed of specialized material, metabolically inert proteins, meaning once synthesized, they are not renewed. By isolating the tissue formed when the shark was a pup, the researchers performed radiocarbon dating to estimate ages. So it's not a perfect science, but just the fact that these sharks live over 200 years at all is pretty amazing. I mean...
Yeah, but you can't say he set a record because you could be anywhere from 272 to 512. I mean, that's a hell of an error margin.
It's true.
That's insane. Interesting.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to be impressed until they can give me... And the headline was really, really...
Yeah, and, oh, wow, a 500-year-old shark. No, not necessarily. No. Maybe, possibly. Not likely, but possible. So that was misleading headline number 412,000. Give or take 1 or 2.
And I like how they turn it around to say, the study not only reveals the incredible longevity, but also how humans have cut their lives short. I'm like, wait, what? Huh? So it's so important that we conserve and do all these things. Okay, I get it. So here's our bowhead whale. Lifespan over 200 years. Slow metabolic rate. Resilience to cancer. Now they're aged. I didn't know whales could get cancer. That's fascinating.
I know shark cartilage is supposed to be,
yeah,
has been purported to help you fend off cancer.
We're
not doctors.
Yeah. Koi, I did know, could live to be hundreds of years old. They're mostly doing marine animal. Oh, well, they do a tortoise, but they don't talk about parrots. Let's see, sea urchins. Yeah, because parrots can live to be hundreds of years old as well. So yeah, there are a lot of animals out there that have it nailed, and we don't. So
it's a young science. It'll take a while before they're able to really get it exactly right. So let's continue along the ocean.
Along the ocean, here we go. Archaeologists have made a sensational discovery beneath the Baltic Sea. A 3,000-foot long stone wall that could upend our understanding of Europe's prehistoric past. Now, what's really sad, though, is every article I read, okay, well, they kind of show it. You can't really tell it's a wall. It just looks like random stones, but I guess some of them are kind of squarish. Anyway, it's called the Blinker Wall, and the extensive structure is submerged roughly 70 feet underwater in Germany's Bay of Mecklenburg, near Rarick, as reported. It's comprised of 1,700 stones. It spans over 3,000 feet, reaches widths of up to 7 feet, and peaks just under 3 feet high in many places. It's believed to date back to more than 10,000 years to the Mesolithic. Mesolithic. I want to put an extra syllable in there.
Mesolithic auge.
Mesothelioma. Call now. These ancient builders likely never imagined their creation would one day lie beneath the sea. Surrendered to the waters approximately 8,500 years ago due to rising sea levels. I wonder how accurate that aging is as opposed to our shark.
Probably much more so.
You think so?
Yeah.
A dedicated research team from the Leibniz Institute for Baltic Sea Research, I'm not going to read all that, has garnered close to 1 million euros to scrutinize the enigmatic blinker wall. Okay, so they want to disprove it. The ambitious project, set to run between 2025 and 2027, will be bolstered by a collaborative effort with the Leibniz Center for Archaeology and scholars from Rosik and Kiel universities. So this is what our wall looks like. Is that a drone in the back?
It looks like it, yes. It's a drone.
Underwater drone, okay. Don't tell Jersey. Their investigation will delve into the wall's origins and its influence on prehistoric societal practices. Some theorize the wall served as a reindeer hunting Tula notion, which implies that the Mesothelic hunter-gatherers may have settled more permanently than experts have traditionally believed. Reindeer hunting. The team emphasized the presence of such a large, deliberate structure challenges long-held beliefs that early hunter-gatherer societies were entirely nomadic.
Now that's interesting.
That is interesting.
That part I find interesting.
Yeah, they settled down and built walls. Build the wall.
Build the wall. It's a beautiful wall.
Researchers have crafted a 3D model of the enigmatic blinker wall, providing an intricate view of part of the structure. So here's the thing. By the way, all of these links are available, archived, of course, at CounterCultureWISE.com. Environmental factors like ocean currents or glacier movements have been discounted as the origins of the blinker wall. Yeah, because that's when I'm looking at the pictures, I'm like, well, how do we know that's not just random rocks? But they're saying they've discounted those. The prehistoric construction only offers a window into ancient life, but might also prompt a re-examination of early European civilization's complexities. The discovery sheds light on a prehistoric lifestyle that was more advanced than we previously understood. I think there's a lot about previous societies that was lost, and we assumed a lot, and we just don't know. We're rediscovering things that we already knew, basically. All right, moo.
Moo.
I like this.
Bad boys.
What you gonna do? Bad boys.
Ontario Provincial Police in Canada warned residents Friday morning to be on the lookout for 2 cows and a sheep seen wandering loose in downtown Kemptville. Be on the lookout for 2 cows and a sheep. No, it's not a joke. The police said on social media that officers responded to the area to try to guide the animals away from roads, but drivers were urged to travel with caution around the area until they can be contained, Animal control officers were summoned to help capture the trio, and their owner was located later in the morning. For those wondering, owners can face a charge if their animals escape on multiple occasions. The fine is over $400 with fees. That was not the case today.
That's cute, though.
But it's such a cute photo.
And the sheep,
there's
they were all following
Twitter,
each other.
X. Have you heard, HERD, livestock on loose in downtown Kemptville? The Greenville OPP are trying to keep this crew away from the roads, but please travel with caution around the area.
Proper use of my tax dollars. Good. Keep my food safe. You get a heart for that one, my friend.
Nice. So, yeah, that's... I don't know why I find those kinds of stories so amusing and adorable, but they are.
It's adorable. I love that one.
All right. This next story comes from Scotland.
I think I might still cover that up. Let's see what we got here. Okay. What does NHS stand for?
National Health Service.
Okay. Lothian?
I'm assuming.
Lothian?
Lothian, it's an area in Scotland. I don't know. I've never even been.
A midwife has created a game-changing new product that has potential to revolutionize neonatal care and improve outcomes for tiny newborn babies. Stacy Boyle, very typical name, a midwife with NHS Lothian, has I'm not going to read the whole thing. Okay. Special set of scrubs for birth partners that have a kangaroo-style pouch to allow vital skin-to-skin contact to take place as soon as the baby is born. Are we going to show it? We're not going to show it. Babies delivered by a cesarean section can be carefully placed into the sling-like pouch worn by the birth partner, while the surgical team focuses on the mum and the completion of the procedure. It means that the baby can nestle inside the scrubs and reap all of the benefits of life-changing skin-to-skin contact, which has been proven to regulate temperature, stabilize heartbeat, support steady breathing, and even help with early feeding, as well as improve long-term health outcomes. That 100% behind this. Stacy came up with the pioneering idea while working, I don't care how old she is, why did they say that? While working in theater in St. John's Hospital, Livingston, and noticing how challenging skin-to-skin contact was for a mom after childbirth. She added, "We know how good skin-to-skin can be, but it can also be challenging because of the size of the theater table." So when they're talking theater, they're not talking she's on the stage doing, plays. They're talking surgical theater.
Right.
Most women were uncomfortable trying to do it, and it can be unsafe for babies when mums are lying flat. So picture yourself splayed out on a table after, basically pushing a watermelon through a hole the size of a grape, and God knows what fluids are lying around you. You're in a tremendous amount of pain. You're still flailed out, and here's this wiggly, wobbly, gooey thing that needs mostly you to hold them close, and you might even not be able to do that.
And this is done by they were talking about mostly babies are done by C-sections.
Yeah. So you went through all of that and it didn't actually work. So then they also had to slice you open on top of that.
Right.
So we're like double trauma now. Because I think people forget that. You don't just walk in like a Barbie and they unlatch a hook and open up your tummy and pull the baby out. You have to go through all that labor, dilation, all that stuff, the pain, everything, and then they also slice you open. Yeah, my mom went through that twice. It was okay, so Stacy approached her line manager, Marianne Hay, charge midwife, and together they turned her idea into reality by helping to design and trial different types of material that would keep babies at the right temperature. Wow, this is amazing. Marianne said, "We made 3 different prototypes and we found the most effective design to be the one where we used a recycled NHS fleece jacket as the covering material with a secure Velcro opening, which was altered onto newly purchased scrubs."
That's really cool.
Yeah, really innovative. Our amazing sewing room staff, ward clerkess, I love the names they give people, and laundry staff have been truly amazing in helping us to create this wonderful garment. I'm so very proud of Stacy for all the work she has done. I really wish they'd show a picture of the dang thing. And most importantly, for believing in herself to create something that positively helps babies and their families. Okay, it goes on and on and on, folks. If you want to read it, you can head on over to CounterCultureWISE.com. If we find a picture of it, we'll put it up there because they're just showing a picture of the happy family. But I think that is wonderful. I love it. When was this? This was 5th. Okay, because they got an award for it too. So, all right, really cool.
That is marvelous.
Very cool. Love it.
Okay, now this is a candidate for Wonderfuller, but we got another one later for that.
This one's amazing.
This is truly amazing. A former paratrooper who cheated death after plummeting 1,000 feet to the ground has overcome injuries to make amazing strides and become a record-breaking ultra runner. The 41-year-old Superman is the first person ever to win all 4 of the world's toughest races in extreme climates. Since healing from injuries, John Shield has battled That sounds like the name of a alias for a superhero, doesn't it?
It really does.
John Shield.
John Shield.
Has battled through jungles, deserts, frigid, cold, and mountainous terrain to become a champion of the Beyond the Ultimate Global Race Series. During the grueling races, competitors attempt to run a total of 565 miles in 4 marathons that are set among the world's toughest environments. Last month, Shield won the Desert Ultramarathon in Namibia. Namibia? Yeah, no, Namibia. Yeah, that one. After completing the 155-mile course in 27 hours and 39 minutes. He's also won the Ice Ultramarathon in the Arctic. You know, whatever you need to do. Yeah. And just months later, he was victorious in the... Yeah, you said ice, I'm done.
Yeah.
Jungle... Yeah,
too, apparently.
Yeah. Jungle Ultramarathon in Africa. Last year won the Mountain Ultramarathon across the Tian Shan Mountains in Asia. Whoa, boy. With a near record time of 29 hours and 32 minutes. British man's incredible feats of endurance came after the horrible accident in 2013 that left him unable to run for 7 years.
7 years?
He was in the parachute regiment when he undertook a 1,000-foot parachute jump at night.
Wait, no, they say parachute regiment. Does that mean military?
Yes.
Oh, so this happened when he was serving his country.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, this takes it up a notch.
So he was in the parachute regiment when he undertook a 1,000-foot parachute jump at night. Complications led to John plummeting to the ground at high speed, smashing his ankle, knee, and hip. He underwent several surgeries, but the injuries were so severe he was medically discharged from military service months later. Eventually, Shield decided to retrain as a paramedic so he could continue to serve his community of Shropshire, England, home of the Shropshire Slasher, if you remember the Daffy Duck cartoon. And it was while he started running to work that he became obsessed with ultramarathon. It's a funny cartoon, though. Reflecting on his remarkable achievements following his parachuting accident, John said, "It's amazing how far I've come." Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, that. You know, oftentimes that sounds self-congratulatory. Yeah, do it, babe.
Dude, I'm lucky if I can get out of bed in the morning. This guy's overcoming broken bones and...
Yeah. When he suffered the injuries, it was a nighttime training jump with a static line that deploys the parachute for you, as the height they were jumping from was very low. It's pitch black and you can't see anything, and you drop ridiculously fast. You're trying to listen for a split second, listening to the equipment hitting the ground before you can break your fall. The labral tear in his hip was the worst. I wasn't able to go cycling, running, or doing any cardio because of this pain in my groin area.
Oh, good God.
I was determined to keep fit and push myself to the extremes. I had to overcome my injuries, but it's always the case of what's next.
Yeah, and he didn't went and shoot any CEO of a insurance company, because that was his excuse, is he had back pain.
Yeah,
a multi-bajillionaire who could get it fixed anytime he wanted to had back pain, so he murdered somebody in cold blood.
That's crazy.
That's the story we're supposed to believe.
Yeah. It's nice to have the acknowledgement that you've achieved something, but I never want to rest on my laurels. He doesn't sound like the kind of guy who does that.
No.
I'm always looking up ahead to the next challenge. You can do the most hideous of races and think never again, but then 2 days later you think you would do it again. A lot of people say the desert is the hardest, but I had no problems at all. I'd done heat training before, so when I got out there, I raced hard on day one. After that, I just cruised. I didn't take any risks or chances. The jungle was my most difficult race. It was oppressively hot, around 97 degrees, and I'm using the American stuff here. You were exposed to direct sunlight with the humidity. I looked and felt absolutely dead.
It is the humidity that gets you.
Yeah.
After living in the desert and then living here in Central Texas, it is the humidity that gets you. I always thought that was a joke.
No, it's not. You can cut the air here sometimes and cut with a knife and fork and chew on it.
When they say, it's a dry heat, oh, no, there is a difference.
No. Las Vegas, dry heat. Texas, no.
Not so much.
Ants. We're racing in places where people have never run before. At one point, you're in a river for 9 miles. Yeah. Ants and wasps were the main thing, and getting thorns in your hands. You're told not to touch the trees or branches. Some of the massive spikes are ants on them. It's 5 days, and all 5 stages are self-sufficient. You carry all your own food, your sleeping bag, and clothes. The only thing they give you is water. I'm very proud of winning the races. It wasn't about the times. It was about making sure I was the first person to win the overall series.
Dang.
You put yourself through everything, the insects and wildlife and temperatures. You need to be very adaptable. I'm the first one to win the overall race series, and it feels great. Ever since I became interested in the races, it's been a goal to go out and win them. He won. He's a winner. He's a winner in my book, I can tell you. What a great guy.
Wow.
That's quite an accomplishment.
breaks records as the ultimate runner, ultra runner. Wow. No interest.
No, I mean, I admire people who can do that. I admire people who can do that. And he's going to outlive me by a country mile. But
you never know. I mean, you look at people that you think have it all together. Like, I mean, the first.
Well, the guy who wrote the book on running, James Fix, he dropped dead of a heart attack. He was relatively young when it happened.
And doggone it, the diet that everybody goes on, the all protein diet. What's his name?
Are you talking about Dr. Atkins?
Yeah, Dr. Atkins falls on the ice and cracks his skull open.
Well,
I mean, I know that's what I'm saying. It has nothing to do with their act. People think he died of the Atkins. No, he didn't. He slipped on the ice.
He had an accident. He hurt himself.
What about the guy who invented the Segway? He drives the thing off a cliff. I mean, now that's ironic. Black flying your Chardonnay is not ironic, but driving your Segway off a cliff when you're the inventor.
You really have a hard
I
time
hate
with that song.
It's a good song, but I hate that nothing.
It's not my favorite song ironic. Of hers. Head Over Feet is my favorite.
Which one is that? I don't recognize that one.
You already won me over.
Oh, okay, I like that one. That one's good. Okay.
Now we're gonna get DMCA'd again.
Yeah, there we go. Every time, I'm telling you.
You already won me over. Anyway, I can't sing like that.
All right. Oh, I love it when kids do something cool. 12-year-old discovers ancient Egyptian amulet. Oh, scorpions. I hate scorpions. For those of you who are fans of CounterCultureWISE, do tune in for our interview in which I actually had a scorpion climb up my leg in the middle of it.
Yeah, the one with Michelle Slater.
Michelle Slater, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, right in the middle of the and Jim and Michelle are just like blah 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 and this and that and let's talk dogs and yardy and I'm like, excuse me, and you hear smacking and screaming and so.
And general carnage and mayhem ensued.
Happened.
Yeah.
All right, on a routine outing near the Nahal Kana Antiquities site in Had Hasharon. Why are there so many hard words in one sentence?
Because
12-year-old
this isn't in America.
Daphne Filsteiner, oh my goodness, stumbled upon an extraordinary piece of history, a 3,500-year-old Egyptian scarab amulet. So this kid was just like derp-de-dur and boom, tripped over it. What began as a casual search for porcupine spines and interesting stones turned into a discovery that has captivated historians and archaeologists alike. I hope this furthers like a career or does something for this kid. I was looking at the ground for porcupine spines and pebbles, Daphne shared. I picked up an interesting stone and showed it to my mom. At first she thought it was just a bead, that I saw something special and insisted we look it up online. Good kid. After identifying similar artifacts on the internet, Daphne and her family contacted Israel's Antiquities Authority. Their efforts were met with enthusiasm. Moore Weasel, an archaeologist with the Antiquities Authority, praised Daphne's initiative and presented her with a certificate of excellence for good citizenship while he took the thing with his other hand.
Duh.
The scarab amulet has since been transferred to the J and Genie.
Schottenstein.
How did they go from Israel to Schottenstein, where it was studied by experts? Dr. Yitzhak Paz, an expert in the Bronze Age, confirmed that the amulet dates back to the New Kingdom period in ancient Egypt. The scarab is adorned with intricate symbols, including scorpions, representing the goddess Serket, a protector of maternity, and the Nefer symbol meaning good or chosen. These symbols, along with a motif resembling a ruler's staff, hint at its significance in Egyptian culture. And they read a lot into that. The scarab shaped like a dung beetle. Oh, the jokes write themselves. Holds deep symbolic meaning in ancient Egyptian tradition, embodying themes of creation and renewal. Its discovery in Israel highlights Egypt's influence in the region during the Bronze Age, blah, blah, blah. Precise origins, yardy. Commend the kid. Here's the kid. Oh, it's tiny. Mm-hmm. Oh, it's itty bitty. Okay. Anyways, Jewish kid finds something cool. Germans take it away from her. End of story. Did I read too much into that?
Yeah, way too much. It's going to be on public display for everybody to see. I think that's beautiful. Look at that. Amazing.
It really is cool.
It may have belonged to a high-ranking figure passing through the area or been purposefully buried. Interesting.
All right, this next story is kind of heartwarming. I'm going to do this. I think we called it.
I think we did.
I think we deserve this. And now, CounterCultureWISE is proud. I'm going to have to change the pictures on this. Called it! Actually, no, I think I'm going to leave them because I'm going to leave the pictures on this because I called that Kamala was going to be called vice and then they were going to try to make her be president. Mm-hmm. I called
the kosher pork. Thanks, Chris.
I called the men getting women and I called the COVID-19. We did a whole thing on Max with the COVID-19 things. I called it and I sorry. I'm gonna take a little bit of a victory lap here, because what our president has done is just, I'm sorry, he is the ultimate troll. I don't care what you say. There's nothing you can tell me that is going to convince me that he's not trolling. And it started with these NFT things. So here's his take on it. It's just, you just got to let him, you got to let Trump.
Hello, everyone. This is Donald Trump. Hopefully your favorite president of all time, better than Lincoln, better than Washington,
I know it's
with an important announcement to make. I'm doing my first official Donald J. Trump NFT collection right here and right now. They're called Trump Digital Trading Cards.
There must have been a time in his life where like a Toastmaster or somebody said, "Oh, you gesticulate too much. You need to keep it within this box." I swear somebody somewhere gave him that information and he just like, that's it, Razzie. Because I know that I've been told as a Toastmaster, as an award-winning Toastmaster, "Oh, you gesticulate too much. You're too out of the, keep it in the square." It's like, no, that's not natural. That's not who I am. Somebody somewhere told him.
Somebody must have.
And if anything, that just proves that he can take suggestions. It's just sometimes he doesn't take the right suggestions.
Cards feature some of the really incredible artwork pertaining to my life and my career. It's been very exciting.
My life and my career as an astronaut.
You can collect your Trump digital cards just like a baseball card or other collectibles. Here's one of the best parts.
No idea what an NFT is.
Each card comes with an automatic chance to win amazing prizes like dinner with me. I don't know if that's an amazing prize, but it's what we have.
I don't know if that's an amazing prize, but that's what we have.
I'd love to have dinner with
It's like
Trump.
his own meme. He's hilarious.
Or golf with you and a group of your friends at one of my beautiful golf courses, and they are beautiful. I'm also doing Zoom calls, a one-on-one meeting, autographing memorabilia, and so much more. We're doing a lot. My official Trump digital trading cards are $99, which doesn't sound like very much for what you're getting.
It doesn't sound like very much for what you're getting, which is literally absolutely nothing.
It's a blip. It's a digital blip.
Yeah, it's literally nothing. He doesn't know.
It's basically a $99 lottery ticket to win dinner with Trump.
And the sad thing is, these things were sold out immediately.
Yeah.
They made fun of him, they mocked him, but they were literally sold out immediately.
I just went to the website to find out if they still were available. No.
No. They sold out right away.
No, they're not sold.
Just like the sneakers.
They're not available.
Just like the sneakers.
Buy one and you will join a very exclusive community. It's my community.
Do you think he actually has a helicopter with Trump? Was that AI or is that real?
No, it's real. I'm sure it's real.
Huh.
And I think it's something you're going to like, and you're going to like it a lot. They also make perfect gifts. So you can buy them with your credit card or crypto, or you...
If somebody were to give me an NFT as a gift, I'd be like, really? Seriously?
For reals there, you?
I mean, that's a tier even lower than I bought a highway marker in your name. Oh, I named this star after you. I was like, unless I can visit this star and my name literally
is on it. It is above
on
having your name on somebody's sticker as a sticker on somebody's truck as a memorial.
Oh my God! Like on the back window of a Kia. What did I see the other day? It was like a Volvo.
Volvo. Safest car in America.
Literally in memory of. I'm like, no. That is not how I want to be. Please do not put my name on the back of a Volvo. Please do not do that to me.
Melanie, you have my word. I will not put that on a Volvo
Please.
or a Kia or even my beloved pickup truck, which I do not have yet.
Which you do not have. Your beloved Jeep.
My beloved Jeep, which I still don't have.
Which, it'll happen. Yeah. Hey, head on over to CounterCultureWISE.com where you can contribute to the Get Jim a Jeep fund. Get Jim a Jeep fund.
I was actually considering getting the one that's a part pickup truck, and Melanie called it cute.
No,
he
doesn't like it when I say he's cute.
Well, you heard it earlier on the show, folks.
Okay, so I wield this mighty power.
The power of cute.
The power of cute. All I have to do is say, "Oh, that's
great
cute."
Cuteness comes great responsibility.
Yes. Well, we've got two little orange putty cats behind us that are adorable, and they're cute. They don't mind being called cute, but boy, it really hurts Jim.
You need is an email address. Go to collecttrumpcards.com and buy your Trump digital trading cards right now before they are all gone, and they will be gone. This is my first official Trump trading card NFT collection, and you get a chance to meet me. Go to collecttrumpcards.com right now, and remember, Christmas is coming, and this makes a great Christmas gift.
Just for the record, it's not this Christmas, folks, so don't try to get them because they're not available. If you want a really great Christmas gift, head on over to counterculturewise.com and buy our crap.
Yeah, buy one of our t-shirts.
The thing is, you'll actually get something that you can put on your body, you can hold in your hand. It's for realsies.
Something tangible.
Yeah, we got a whole $1 from Teespring. I'm pretty excited because we actually made money off our merch, a whole single $1. So you can contribute to the Get Jim a Jeep fund. And so far we have $1. Head on over there and you
49,999 to go.
Yeah. See? Wow, you want the expensive one.
Honey,
you want power windows?
Expensive Jeep is like an oxymoron, or no, it's not. It's a
Is that a word?
Oxymoron. It's a contra.
Leave it to Jim to forget the word.
It's
moron.
a redundancy. That's what I'm trying to say. Dang, fetch it. I'm not going to say anything else.
He wants fancy things like power windows and a horn. Things he doesn't have now.
And 4 tires, just.
Well, no, you have 4 tires. I know because I bought them. Power windows and a horn. Ooh. Let's go one step further. Folks, if you contribute to the Get Jim a Jeep fund and you contribute with gusto, like if you're really generous, Jim could have a stereo in his car. Oh, he's so excited he doesn't even know what to do with himself.
You mean a stereo with one speaker on each side of the car?
Well, now let's not go crazy.
Will this be an 8-track tape or cassette?
Okay, now you're just really getting advanced. Okay, we're offering
push button AM radio at least.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Because right now, folks, he doesn't even have that. So head on over to counterculturewise.com. There are so many ways that you can support us. Just pick 10 of them. Or one, if you really have an agency. But anyways, back to Trump. Back. Hello.
That was the end of the...
Oh, that was the end of it. Okay. So we so called this, and we decided to create our, the next step. I mean, let's face it. If Trump's going to do it, he's going to do it. And, this is what we came up with.
My fellow Americans, this is Donald Trump, the best president ever. Better than Washington, Lincoln, Coolidge, Hoover, or Harding. That's a funny one. Harding got that skater smacked in the knees. I will be making a big announcement soon about a dirty joke using the name Harding. But I'm even better than Garfield. Although he's the most like me, he's fat, orange, and he likes junk food. I love junk food.
So do
he
I.
does too. Great cat.
Garfield.
Today's announcement is my biggest announcement
Wrong
ever.
Harding.
I have put my name on hotels, resorts, and golf courses all over the world. And they
You
are
didn't
great.
Tell me.
And
I
the best
thought that
ones
was his son.
anywhere.
I know they're virtually identical.
They've been a
Baron
huge
is
success,
like a foot taller or so.
but
Yeah,
none
Baron would be touching the
of that
tops
compared
of
to
those
the
spires.
success
Yeah, pretty much.
of my NFT cards. Due to their success, I am now offering, for the first time, a genuine, original replica of a deck of cards
A genuine
from my
original
old
replica.
Taj Mahal casino, which should still be under my name, but what can you do? I only have 3 decks in stock due to the printing press in the basement breaking down. So you'll want to jump on the chance to own this rare piece of casino history. This unique deck can be yours for only $499.95. Now with the purchase of 1 deck, the best deck in America, believe me,
It's way cheaper than the $100.
you will be entered into a drawing to win dinner and a round of golf with me at my international golf links in
Higher
Scotland.
stakes too.
If you buy 2, I'll spring for dinner. Why not? If you buy all 3, I'll even pay your airfare. Where can you find another deal like that? Nowhere. You can't. For my working class fans, I'm also offering for the first time my own line of light bulbs. The brightest ones ever. Certainly brighter than that dim bulb Joe Biden, right? Right?
Wow.
Remember,
True.
DJT is better than GE.
Yes.
Let's face it, General Electric wasn't even a real general. It was fake news. It's sad. Very
Colonel
sad.
Sanders
Fake news.
wasn't a real colonel.
It's Kentucky Colonel.
And now an announcement even bigger than my biggest announcement. In the spring, I will be introducing my own line of breakfast cereals. Trump cereals are going to be the most delicious and healthiest breakfast cereals
You
ever.
might as well do cereal, right?
That's true.
Kellogg's will no longer be great. Post will be in the past. And the big G is going to stand for gone. You'll be able to start your best day ever with a nice crunchy bowl of the greatest granola, Special D, and my personal favorite, honey sweetened Melanios.
I like to try those.
That's gonna be great.
Oh, like they need to be sweet.
You won't want to eat anything else at all, ever.
Ever.
These
Live on a steady
purchases
diet of that.
will help me continue to flog the dead horse of the 2020 election, which we all know was stolen.
It was.
Yeah.
So do your part and buy these great products and at least keep me relevant. Go to I'mASucker.com/Trump today.
They turned out to be pretty
God
relevant.
bless you.
He did.
And God bless the United States of America.
So we memed that. Mm-hmm. Then he took it up a notch. Mm-hmm. So we had to take it up a notch.
Naturally.
My fellow Americans, sales of honey sweetened Melanios is off the charts.
Yep.
And now it's time to address Biden's endorsement of my MAGA line. Now people tell me all the time, how old Sleepy Joe is going on and on about Ultra MAGA.
And he was. I mean, If Trump were to introduce the Ultra MAGA line, Biden literally was advertising for him, because the more he said, "Oh, the Ultra MAGA this and that," we're like,
Ultra MAGA Republicans.
Yeah. And he thought it was making us sound awful, but everything he said that we stood for was like, strengthen borders, good economy, lower taxes. Yeah, we're evil. Oh my God, we're evil. Let's be evil together.
As if it's a bad thing. A bad thing? Isn't that just silly? What old Joe doesn't know is that he's actually endorsing my latest line of Ultra MAGA products. Now, if you brought my steaks, you know they go great with ketchup. But if you want to take them up a notch, try my Hillary's hot sauce. It comes in small bottles, so you can carry it in your purse or pocket, and just like Hillary, it's extra salty. So good, so good. And fresh squeezed from beautiful Mar-a-Lago oranges, Trump brand orange juice is as rich and as orange and sweet as I am. You can get it pulp-free or grown with extra pulp mulch made from composted declassified papers. From our fabulous Florida orchards to your breakfast table, people are saying, and I believe them, people are saying that this delicious juice goes great with Trump brand cereals. Let's face it, no one juices like Trump. Now, since Sleepy Joe's son has gotten into painting, it only makes sense that I help the old crook out with the best art supplies money can buy. Trump brand finger paints are the perfect thing for your deadbeat, druggy son to get started in the art world. They're non-toxic, so they do not include the color red, because the Bidens have done enough with the reds. The Ultra Super Mega palette includes such fabulous colors as laptop lavender, powdery substance white, navy Joan blue, and of course, my favorite, sun-kissed orange. Don't take my word for it. These things are the best. Everyone says so, they tell me. President Trump, when are you going to come out with new things? They like every product in the Ultra Mega line. And it sounds like old sleepy, creepy Joe does too. So what's not to like? God bless you. God bless the United States of America.
So
after sneakers and guitars
and all of the other things, like I said, I feel like we have earned ourselves a called it.
Definitely.
Well, we called it.
Big time. There it is.
There it is. Trump's cologne, fight. And a women's perfume. And he took it up a notch.
Definitely.
He took it up a notch. Not only did he introduce his cologne, which frankly I kind of want to buy because that's hilarious.
I'd wear it.
I want to smell it first, obviously. I wonder if he does samples. Are there samples? Look at this. Victory for... Oh, wait. Oh, my gosh. They're all sold out.
All sold out.
Oh, my gosh. Completely sold out.
They're sold out of pre-order.
How do you...
So, by the way, so most of the guitars, they're also sold out.
But how...
And they're $2,000 a piece, and they sold out.
Seriously, though, why would I buy perfume if I have no idea what it smells like? Well, I guess it doesn't really matter.
Not much.
Because...
oh my God.
Because there are where is it? I know I have it here somewhere.
Sorry, folks.
He actually used...
This is
this is brilliant.
level 5 billion.
There's 4D chess, and then there's this is a completely different game. So he actually used the look that Jill Biden was giving him. Keep in mind, Joe is nowhere to be found.
That's true.
Trump is already acting as president. He has a first lady who's way, way hotter than Jill is and has fashion
Jill ain't
sense.
ugly, but...
No, Jill ain't ugly. I would never say she's ugly, but the woman has no fashion sense at all. She has great legs, though. That broad has fantastic legs, but no fashion sense at all. But the fact that Trump is there and that look, and then I just thought it was hilarious. On a completely unrelated note, there's this old study that I thought was interesting. You want to tell us about this study, Jim?
Oh, well, let's see. This is a study that was done by, I don't know. Let's find out together. As far as your nose is concerned, the old adage, opposites attract, couldn't be further from the truth, a new study suggests. The research published today, today was a while ago.
It was a few years ago.
Suggests that people whose natural body odors are chemically similar are more likely to click and form fast friendships.
So those who stink together clink together?
I guess. Through a series of experiments designed to uncover the effects of body odor on social dynamics, researchers from the Weizmann Institute of Science in Israel, back to colleges in Israel again?
Seriously. Israel has a lot of stuff.
Found that they're actually, in a lot of ways, advanced beyond the U.S.
Oh, but by
easily.
Far. Which is what pisses off the rest of the universe. So
yeah. Found that existing pairs of same-sex, non-romantic friends who reported having clicked when they first met emitted similar odors. Additionally, a sensor that the study describes as an electronic nose was able to predict above chance levels whether strangers would feel a click upon meeting based on the chemical signature of their natural body odors. This makes sense. I feel comfortable to conclude now that there is chemistry.
So we have an electronic nose that can sense our body odor, but we still don't have smell-o-vision, so we can smell each other's candles over Zoom.
Sorry, kids. I mean, what if you accidentally let one rip and then they smell that?
That's part of the human experience. It would be welcome. Okay, you don't count, Sadie.
Yeah.
Because that dog. Oh my goodness.
I feel comfortable to conclude now that there is chemistry in social chemistry. Study co-author and Weizmann neurobiologist Inbal Revrebi tells the scientist.
I'm glad you're reading this one.
Me too. No. In the study, the researchers first polled people online for how they would describe the initial spark preceding a fast friendship, which, according to Revrebi, is often intuited but doesn't exist in the scientific literature.
Every fast friendship I've had is because we had something in common, and it wasn't our stink.
Maybe the stench helps. Maybe it just kind of enhances it.
Well, if stench were important to relationships, then you should be the most popular guy ever. I love you.
I love you right back. Dum-dum-dum. Where was I? As she describes it, common themes kept emerging, such as being on the same wavelength as someone, feeling as though there is some chemistry between them, and experiencing a sense of immediate bonding and understanding. That was Melanie and me. Using those definitions, the team recruited 20 existing pairs.
I didn't smell good when you first met me. I'd been in a hospital with no shower for like 3 days.
I saw your face and didn't care.
Okay, so that has nothing to do with my stench. Well, then again, maybe my stench matched your normal stench. Oh my God. Are we together
sissy.
because I
Anyway.
haven't showered for 3 days? Is that what's going on here?
Oh, Lord. Using those definitions, the team recruited 20 existing pairs of same-sex friends between the ages of 22 and 39.
So we're talking friendships, not romantic.
No, yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Just buddies, pals. Half of whom were men and half women, in which both members reported having clicked upon meeting. In order to harvest participants' body odor, each was provided with unscented soap and a cotton t-shirt along with instructions to avoid all scented products, such as other soaps, perfumes, and lotions, before wearing the shirt for at least 6 hours overnight for 2 nights. Participants were also asked to keep pets and other people out of their bed for those nights.
That wouldn't work.
And to avoid, yeah, I know, Melanie insists on having our pets on the bed.
I don't insist doodly squat.
No,
I get in bed and I insist on having my pillows on the bed, and the pets insist on being on me.
I was just setting up for a joke. That's all right.
Okay, what's the joke?
After about 10 minutes, the goldfish calmed down.
I don't get it.
It's okay.
No, it's not okay. The goldfish. We don't even have a goldfish.
I know,
You gotta help me out here, buddy.
I know.
What happened to the joke?
A fish out of water for 10 minutes is going to drop dead. That was the joke. It calmed down. It stopped flopping around and...
Okay, so what you're saying is I insist on having pets in the bed. One of the pets is a goldfish, which we don't actually have, so that's why I didn't understand the joke. And when I insisted that the goldfish was in bed with us, I killed it.
Yes. Let's just get on with it.
No, that's actually a really good joke. It just... we just needed to structure it in such a point that it made sense.
Well, I was trying to, and then you negated the whole thing.
But we don't have a goldfish.
I know. It was a joke.
We have 3 cats.
We have 3 beautiful cats.
So a goldfish would not last very long.
No, especially not
the
with 3 cats.
The Christmas tree is lucky to be standing. We still haven't put ornaments on the darn thing because we can't get Frankie out of it.
Yeah. I'm surprised he's not in it right now. Anyway...
Well, he is technically in a tree.
Participants were also asked to keep pets and other people out of their bed for those nights and to avoid eating body odor influencing foods.
No goldfish in the bed. Gotcha.
No goldfish, no curry, no asparagus, and no garlic.
I just don't know how I would exist without garlic.
Well, it's just for a couple of nights, honey. It ain't for eternity.
2 nights in a row.
I know. The odors trapped in the shirts were then evaluated by a commercially available electronic nose, which uses an array of chemical sensors to determine the components of a gas in order to compare the device's performance to that of a human nose, which experts note is far more sensitive. Other participants were presented with the odors of each person from either a click pair or a random pair, as well as a third distractor odor, according to the paper, and were asked to guess which 2, if any, were from those who had clicked. While there were differences between human and electronic perception, the test ultimately helped validate the device's predictions. Oh, wow. That's a long article. Anyway, let's see what they found out.
What was the margin of error? That's my question. Because if it was anything like the dating of the shark's age...
No, I don't think it was anything like the dating of the shark. That's barely science at that point. You know, I mean, sorry. I'm agreeing with you more the more I think about it. It's kind of ridiculous. Let's see. Okay. Finally, the authors wanted to test whether odor similarity predicted clicking among strangers meeting for the first time. For this experiment, the team assigned pairs of strangers would follow the same t-shirt protocol to stand facing each other from a short distance and mirror each other's movements without speaking for 2 minutes. All the participants then repeated the process with all the participants of the same gender, resulting in 22 pairings among men and 45 among women, and rated how well they meshed with each other, with each partner, answering questions including whether they felt connected to the partner, whether they wanted to meet them again, and whether they felt comfortable with them on a scale of 1 to 100. Across all tested cases, there was a subtle correlation between body odor similarity. I'm really trying, guys. Between body odor similarity and clicking that exceeded what would be expected by chance, and the difference in body odors between click friends was smaller.
Exceeding what would be expected by chance would be 1%. I mean, that's a really... Man.
Still, experts cautioned the effects were weak and there was considerable overlap in the data. Leslie Kay, a neurodynamics researcher who studies olfaction, smell, fancy word olfaction, at the University of Chicago and didn't work on the study, notes that data from both clicking and non-clicking pairs often appeared similar, and that the correlations only emerged when calculated data of each group as a whole.
Why is there a neurodynamics researcher who studies olfaction? Why?
Because the class in basket weaving was already filled up.
The thing is, with basket weaving, you actually serve a purpose. You actually make something worthwhile.
Especially around Christmas and Easter.
Well, anytime. What's the name of that company? Burgermeister? They actually had a building shaped like their basket. What was the name of that thing?
I don't remember.
I just want to start with the B. I can't remember. But, I mean, people were paying hundreds, if not thousands of dollars for a freaking basket. And this person is contributing less to society than somebody who weaves baskets. What was the name of it?
Longaburger.
Longaburger. I knew there were burgers in there somewhere.
There's a burger in there somewhere, and now I want a burger.
Now he wants a burger. So, friends, head on over to CounterCultureWISE.com and contribute to the Jimmy Needs a Burger Fund.
Well, I was at our company Christmas get-together, I was gifted with...
a Whataburger, yeah.
Whataburger gift card, and also a Dutch Brothers card, which I gave to a coworker who adores Dutch Brothers. I don't like them, so it wasn't a big deal.
Dutch Brothers is to sugar what Sonic is to salt.
Yeah, pretty much. They oversweeten everything.
Yeah. Okay, well, that's interesting. There's an olfactory whatever. So, like I said, completely unrelated that, smelling good and smelling like someone, I guess the elite, would somehow affect whether you click or not. All I'm saying is that is not how someone looks at literally Hitler. I'm just putting that out there.
The guy's got charisma. Let's just leave it at that. He's charismatic. Seems to be anyway.
All right, folks. Well, we've had a lot of fun today, but we always like to leave on a high note. So, we always leave on a story. Jim tries to make me cry.
Not this time.
Well, let's see. Let's see if Jim manages to make me cry. Here on CounterCultureWISE, we may rant, we may rave, but most of all, we go against the current culture because we believe, to the core of our beings, that humans are good and the world is an amazing and beautiful place. At the beginning of our show, we give you news of the weird and wonderful, but that is just the tip of the magnificent iceberg that is our world. We now present news of the wonderfuller. All right, here we go. Let's see if Jim makes me cry. We should get another sting of this, like, will Jimmy make Melanie cry? Boink. But I guess it would take away from the whole.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's just looking at me, blink, blink. I don't want to be on camera because God knows nobody wants to see this, but I think we should set up a camera just for Jim's reactions. Like that one. All right, let's read this story. Cute little guy. He's only 4? Okay, I haven't even started the story yet. He's 4. A 4-year-old boy with leukemia has dropped off more than 400 bags of Christmas presents at the Children's Hospital where he received care. 4 years old, he's just a baby. Elliot Hole and his mother, Harley.
Harley Hole?
Oh, no, honey. Sweetie. Harley Hole. No, that's just wrong. Please tell me she kept her maiden name. Elliot and his mother, Harley, decided to give back by distributing advent calendars and other fun items to keep sick kids entertained through the holidays. Oh my gosh, when I was a little kid and I was sick, my mom got me one of those stupid, like cheap ass, like $5 advent calendars where you get like a stupid piece of chocolate.
Right.
I loved that thing like you would not believe.
Well,
it gave you something to look forward to every day. It had a little Bible verse behind it, but that was it. Nice. It was like a stupid piece of chocolate and a Bible verse, and it's like we were so excited to open it every day. Each chocolate piece, it was exactly the same size, but it was a different stamp on it.
Okay.
So like Santa, snowman, whatever, but that was it. I mean, that was it. There was nothing. I look at these people who buy these like $5,000 Swarovski's ones where they get the little doodahs or whatever, and there's some that are like 25 grand. I mean, there's insane ones out there, and this stupid little, probably less than $5 chocolate bar one made my day. So okay, sorry. Side note. The mom in Kent, England set up an Amazon wish list so that members of her community could purchase gifts, and they ended up with 346 items for tucking into party bags, including chocolate, games, bubbles, stickers, stationery, and more. Never underestimate how much fun kids can have with these things. Mm-hmm. The family then dropped them off in crates to 3 local hospitals, the Royal Marsden in the King's College in London, and Princess Royal University Hospital and Farnborough, all of which sound like cruise ships. From what I've experienced, you are stuck in a room and unable to leave because of viruses, and it gets very boring. Harley, who is a hairdresser by trade, told the news. The reception from the patients was brilliant. The nurses were all amazed how much there was. We wheeled in this huge crate of presents. Why are there cabbages?
It's just a design on the bag.
Okay. Like, why are there cabbages? I stopped counting when we got to 400, but I would say in total we did about 440, as well as over 100 calendars. Harley first noted something was wrong with Elliot in January 2022 when he had started limping. They took him to the hospital where some blood tests... Now, keep in mind, this little guy is only 3. Where some blood tests were done, and 3 days later they were told that he had acute lymphocytic leukemia. Elliot then started a 3-year treatment plan that entails daily chemo, which will end in March. So if it was 3 years, he was... Wait, how old did they say he is now?
He's 4.
He's 4. So he was 1 when all this went down?
It would appear so, yes.
Wow. I sometimes forget what we've been through. When I hear other family stories, I think, wow, that's awful. Then I remember that we are that family too. When he was first diagnosed, we basically lived between Kings Marsden and Derwent Valley Hospital for the first 4 months. Now I need to be on hold for Elliot at all times because if his temperature spikes, we need to get him to King's within the hour. He is a very kind little boy. He's quite outgoing. Considering everything that he has been through, you would never think that anything was ever up. He is quite strong-willed and just powers through. He's a determined little guy. Look at him. He's literally a toddler. Mm-hmm. And he's got the face of a 30-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Harley says that receiving a gift bag like this would have meant a lot to Elliot and herself at the peak of his treatment. The kids love it, and it's nice to know that people are with you, standing alongside you. That makes such a huge difference.
It does.
The community has been amazing. It was heartwarming to see how many people got involved. In fact, this kind of dovetails onto our interview.
I was just thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
So please listen. Be on
Please
Wednesday.
do. You're going to love it. As Elliot approaches the end of his treatment, he is beginning to take part in more hobbies and has just started playing soccer. Go, Elliot! Harley says she is thrilled that her son is finishing treatment. It's a milestone that obviously not all children get to reach. I have a friend, a very dear close friend, who had childhood leukemia. He is a little bit older than this guy, but he's older than me now, so...
And do I know him?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you do.
Oh, wait, I do. I know what you're talking about. Yeah. All right.
So I'm just putting that out there. If there's a parent who's listening to this and your little guy or gal is diagnosed with this, it's not a death sentence. I know a lot of people think this, but childhood leukemia can be overcome and they can live long, healthy lives. I have personal proof of that, and I wish nothing but the best for this little guy. He's precious. Okay, I didn't cry. I'm not crying. You're crying. It's a spicy chicken wings. I don't care what you're saying. I'm not crying. You're crying.
Okay.
Okay. Folks, it's been wonderful. I hope you have an amazing weekend. We will see you next week when we absolutely positively will have full and total control of our broadcast, because we have taken every precaution to make sure that the studio is safe and secure, and we look forward to sharing our Christmas with you. May you be blessed, for the rest of this week and go forth and do kindness for each other.
CounterCultureWISE is a Stormcat production.
Thank you for joining our growing family of listeners. All links from the show are available on our website, CounterCultureWISE.com. Find our archives on any of your favorite podcast hosts.
We engage in satire, commentary, and generally laugh at the ridiculousness of our crumbling society. Our only medical or financial advice is to not follow any financial or medical advice given by podcasters.
Our animations, interviews, Holy Crap segment, and other videos are put out on BitChute and Rumble, and only in part on YouTube because they hate free speech.
Our show is entirely funded by listeners like you. Visit our ever-expanding merch store or our Subscribe Star, where you can get outtakes, extra videos, and sneak peeks.
If you would like to be a guest on our program, feel free to contact us via our website. Just click on the link at the top that says, "Be a guest on our show."
For more fun and cat pics, please visit our Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. For complaints about our show, please fill out the ID10T form on our website, and we will give it the attention it deserves.
Meanwhile, no matter how cruel the world may be around you, always remember the importance of kindness. Be kind to each other, be kind to animals, and be kind to yourself. See you next week.